Good morning. All right, so you don't need any props, just yourself, but have a wall near you. You don't need it yet, but towards the end of class, you'll want a wall or a couch or something that you can put your feet on when you're in a kneeling plank position. So I'll tell you when you need that. You can move at that time, but otherwise you just need yourself. And you can start just sitting either all the way down on the floor on your butt, or you can sit on your feet with your knees bent like I'm doing, your choice. And then just take a second and think about lengthening your tailbone gently towards the floor to give yourself a little bit of length through the low back. And then just check in where your ribs are and pull them back or bring them forward so that they're stacked right over your hips. And then let your arms fall down by their sides. Take a nice big inhale and you're just going to nod your chin, but think about lengthening the back of your neck as you do and keeping some of that length in the front of your neck. And then lift your chin up towards the ceiling, but again, keep that length through the neck. And again, nod your chin forward. Shoulders are relaxed, your arms are just hanging down by your sides. 2 more. You can close your eyes or do this with your eyes open, but your gaze should be down your nose if your eyes are open. Last one. And then pause with your head right in line with your spine. Extend your left arm over to the side and then just side bend over to the right and then reach long through that left hand as you lower it towards the ground. And then lift it back up. And then press it down towards the floor. Keep lengthening, seeing how that stretch changes in your neck. Facing straight forward. And then if you find a spot where you get a particular stretch through the arm, through the chest, your neck, you can hang out there. We're going to take a breath. And then exhale. Let the arm fall all the way to your side and bring your head up tall. And then extend your right arm out to the side now. And then extend side bend your left ear toward your left elbow, shoulder. And same thing, lower that hand down. And back up. Going at your own pace, just make sure you're breathing. One more time. And then press down, find and stop if there's a spot where you have a particular stretch. Nice big breath. And then exhale, let it fall all the way down, and then bring your head on top of your spine. And from here, you're going to come into all fours. Hands right underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. And then just let your sternum sink down towards the ground, keeping the neck nice and long. Shoulder blades come in towards the spine, and then press the floor away. And then again, let yourself sink towards the floor and lift. So small movement, lower body isn't doing a thing. Staying in that nice neutral spine, through the low back. 2 more. Last one. Pause here at the top. And then you're just going to curl the tailbone under, round the spine up towards the ceiling. Press the feet into the floor. And then curl your toes under as you find your extension. So stretch out the bottoms of your feet, the front of your body, and then press the feet into the ground as you press the spine away, round the back. And again, curl the toes under, find your extension. Feet press into the ground and round. 2 more. Inhale as you extend, and then exhale. Press the feet down. Hands always press down as you round up toward the ceiling. Last time with that extension. And then find yourself in a nice neutral pelvis. Leave the toes tucked under, and then just sit your heels back towards your feet. Sit your hips back, not your heels back. And then just get in that nice stretch through the foot. And then come forward and then back one more time. And then pause in that nice neutral spine, untuck your feet. From here, you're gonna lift your right hand up and you're just gonna tap it over towards your left shoulder. And then just notice how your body wants to change. And then you're just gonna float your left leg off the ground. Extend the left leg long. Keep the right hand on the shoulder, left shoulder, and then tap that left foot down and pick it up. Tap it down and lift. For 6, 5, 4, finding that stabilization through the center of your body. Abdominals are gently lifted away from the floor, but not sucking in. You should be able to press into them and it shouldn't be hard. 2, last one, and then bring that right hand down and then lower your leg all the way down. Same thing on the other side. Pick your left hand up, bring it to your right shoulder, find yourself nice and squared, and then extend the left leg, or rather right leg, back behind you. Tap it down and lift. Keep reaching the crown of your head away from your toes. 4 more. 3, 2. Last one. Bring that knee underneath you and then lower your hand down. From here, you're going to think about pulling the heels of your hands back towards your knees to really engage around the shoulder. And then tuck the toes under and take a big inhale. On your exhale, press your feet and hands into the ground until your knees come 1/2 inch to 1 inch off the floor. And then again, lower down. Find that activation of the heels of your hands pulling back towards your hips. Neck is growing long. And then float yourself up on an exhale. Inhale, exhale, lower. Inhale here, exhale, find that engagement all around the shoulders, and then pick those knees up, hold here for an inhale, and exhale, lower all the way down. Walk your hands 1 inch or 2 in front of your shoulders, untuck your toes, and then send your hips back towards your heels, and then you're going to send them forward just until you find that connection through the abdominals and the shoulders, and then send your hips back. So a little stretch, and find that engagement as you come forward. Your hips are still flexed. You're not coming into like a full kneeling plank or anything here. And back, and forward. 3 more. 2. And last one. Pause when you come forward. From here, find that connection, really stabilize yourself, and then you're going to float that right arm up, tap the left shoulder, lower it down, and left hand taps the right shoulder, and lower it down. Without feeling too much of a weight shift, obviously there will be some, but trying to minimize that as much as you can through using your breath. Starting the breath before you move. 3 more to each side. 2. Last one. Good. Lower your left hand down and then press the floor away as you sink all the way back down into a child's pose. And you can rock your forehead from one side to another. You can rock your whole body, whatever feels nice here. Take a stretch. Make sure your knees are nice and wide. If you have plenty of room for your body to go between your legs. And then you're going to walk your fingertips forward as far as you can. And then plant your elbows. And if you need, think about walking your elbows forward, but not on your hair because that really hurts. And then you can stack one hand over the other. And then pull it back towards your upper spine and between your shoulder blades. And really think about sinking your chest down towards the floor. Taking a few breaths here and just feeling the stretch through the inside of the arms, the armpits, maybe even into your lats. And then extend your arms, change which hand is on top, and then switch. And again, take a few more breaths here. Really trying to get a little bit more width across your back through your breath. 2 more. Last breath. Good, and then send your hands long and come all the way up. And then you're gonna spin your feet around out in front of you. You can have them a decent ways away from your butt, and then you're just gonna stack your spine up nice and tall, feeling your hands press into your shins to give you a little bit of leverage here. And then you're gonna extend your legs, or your arms rather, nice and long. From here, think about creating space between your abdominals and the front of your thighs, and placing your sacrum on the floor, tucking that tailbone under, rolling all the way back, one vertebrae at a time, and then lift those arms and reach them overhead. Your legs can stay bent, or you can straighten them, your choice. When your hands come into your periphery, curl your head, neck, and shoulders up, press your hands down towards the floor, and then draw your ribs toward your hips as you round all the way up and over your legs. And then from here, stack your spine up. And again, roll all the way down, one vertebrae at a time. Think about that curling under of the tailbone, like it's reaching long between your toes, or between your heels rather, like a dog's tail that's down, or a cat's tail, yes. And then again, when your hands find your periphery, curl the head, neck, and shoulders up. Reach back through the back ribs as you round forward through the front, and then relax over your legs. Stack your spine up nice and tall. One more time. Find that space in the front of the hips. Legs slide with you. You roll all the way down, arms overhead, and then all the way back up. Good, and then from here, come to sit tall. Again, bend your knees if they aren't already bent, and grab on behind the thighs. And then you're gonna come halfway back just until you're off your sitting bones, but your chest is still very much upright. And you're gonna lift your right leg into your hands, and then your left leg into your hands. From here, you're gonna think about the weight of your thighs actually being in your hands, so your hip flexors are not doing all of the work here. You're just balancing. And then you're gonna slide your feet up, think that they're against a wall, and then think about sliding them down, engaging through the backs of the legs. And then lift them back up to 90 or just above 90, and then again slide them back down. Feel that engagement through the back of the legs. Creating a little tension out of nothing. 2 more. I'm thinking about using this to deepen your abdominals a little. Find that breath moving through the back, and then you're going to hold here. And then from here, you're going to let go with your right arm and your left arm, and you're going to roll all the way down with the upper body, and then pull the legs in to be in tabletop. Hands straight up towards the ceiling. Press down through the upper body as you curl the head, neck, and shoulders up. Knees are over your hips. You can always drop your feet if you would like. And again, press down and lift. 4 more. Sliding your ribs towards your hips. Gaze follows your nose. And last one. Hold here. Bring your knees in all the way toward your chest, and then bring your hands behind your head. Think about having your elbows in your periphery, shoulder blades off the floor if you can. Glue your heels together and start to externally rotate through the upper leg. And then lift the heels until they're knee height. You're going to press the feet away and then find that resistance to bring them back in. If you are on a reformer, think about your feet being in straps here and pull it back in. 6 more. Think about the zipper up from the inner thigh, the calf, either direction. It comes all the way together, it's zipped up, and then it resists and it opens up the zipper as you come back in. Keep pressing the heels together. And then bring the legs all the way in. And then lower the head all the way down. And lower your arms by your side. Bring your legs to tabletop. Keep them parallel. And then you're going to lower your left leg down. And then bring it up. And right leg lowers. And bring it up. Keeping that right leg, or the non-moving leg, totally still in space. Alternating sides. One more time to each side. Last one. This time your left leg is going to come down and it's going to stay. And then your right leg will come to meet it on the floor. Give yourself a second for your hips to settle here. And then let your head come fully down onto the ground if it is not there already. Hands by your sides. Walk your feet in just a bit so that they're nice and close to your body. And then you're going to tuck the tailbone under, find that stretch through the low back, and peel yourself up into a bridge. Same thing we were doing with the heels of our hands. Think about the drag of your feet back towards the rest of your body to engage through the back of the leg. Then peel yourself all the way back down. And again, curl up, hips towards your ribs, lengthening the thighs, reaching the knees away from you as the heels pull in, and then peel all the way back down. One more time, coming up. And down. This time you're going to come up and pause. And really think about the heels pulling towards your hips. Hold that pull and then relax. And then again, think of exaggerating that pull, engaging through the back of your legs on a breath. And then inhale, relax. Exhale, find that pull. You can almost feel your body shifting towards the direction that your knees are going, and release. 2 more. And release. Last one. Hold here. Think about squeezing your inner thighs in like you're squeezing a little ball or a block for 10, 9, 8, creating that extra tension. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Release and lower your hips all the way down. Good. Bring your right leg up into tabletop. And then press through the left foot to lift your hips. And then tap them back down. And lift. And tap them back down. 3 more. 2. Again, that pull through the heel, that sensation of dragging it up towards your butt is still in existence. Last one, pause and lift it up. If you want your hips a little bit lower, that's totally fine. You're going to extend your leg long and bend it back in. And extend it long and bend back in. Really think about finding the hamstring on both legs. 2. Last one. Leave the leg long, lower it down, and lift for 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. And then lower that leg all the way down to the floor. Square the weight out between your hips, and then tuck your tailbone under and roll all the way down. Give your hips a second to readjust at the bottom, and then bring your left leg up into tabletop. Same thing, find that engagement through the back of that right leg, and then press up, and then tap the hips down. And lift, and down. And down. 2 more. Right knee stays over the hip stays square. Right leg is right in line as well. It's not falling out or in. Last one, keep it up. Again, your hips don't have to be as high. You're going to extend your leg and then resist to bring it back in. Finding that hamstring as you resist in. Last one. Leave that leg long, lower it down, and lift for 5, 4, really press that right foot through the floor and back towards you, 2, Last one. Lower that leg all the way down. Even out your hips. And then you're going to peel yourself all the way down one vertebrae at a time. If you would like, move your feet just a tiny bit away from you. You're going to extend your right leg or lift your right leg into tabletop. And then you're going to extend the hips up. Find that extension through the left side. Lengthen the right leg long. And then you're going to lower your hips all the way. Bring your arms up over your chest. Press down through the head, neck, and shoulders. And you're going to roll up into a little modified teaser here. Roll all the way down. Bring your arms to the floor. Press through that left leg. Lift yourself up into into a bridge. Float the arms up. Roll up. Find your little teaser. And then roll all the way back down. One more time here. Press through that left side. Lift into a bridge. And then lift. Reach through those arms. And then lower that leg all the way down to the floor. Keep your arms in this teaser position. And lift the leg for 4. 3. 2. Chest is lifted. Last one. And then lower that leg all the way down. You can round yourself down. And then plant the now right leg. And you're going to lift the left leg into this extended position. More or less in line with the right thigh. Arms overhead. Press down through the head, neck, and shoulders. And curl yourself up. And then roll all the way down. Bring your arms to the floor. Press into the floor and lift the hips. Lower the hips. Lift the arm. Press down with the arms as you curl the head, neck, and shoulders up. Ribs towards hips. Lift. And lower back down. And lift. And down. Press down through the arms. Try not to let your chin press into your chest. Hold here as you lower that leg. And lift for 5, 4, 3, 2. Reaching long through the heel. Last one. Lower that leg down. Roll all the way down. Lengthen your right leg. Reach the arms overhead. And just take a big stretch. Reach the fingers and toes away from each other. Whatever happens with the low back, just get a nice stretch. And then reach those arms up towards the ceiling. Find your back rib connection. Press down through the hands as you curl the head, neck, and shoulders up. Draw your ribs toward your hips as you round all the way forward over your legs. You can grab your feet and get a little stretch. You can just hang, whatever feels nice here. And then you're going to come onto your right side. So from here, you're going to come all the way down to your side, not in a lifted position. So you're making a little pillow for your head, and then you're going to have your bottom leg bent, and you're going to extend your top leg long. So it's right in line with your hip. And you can even have your fingers or your whole hand right at your hip crease here on the left side. And you're going to think about lengthening through that left heel or toes, dropping the sitting bone from your left side to crease at the hip without rounding the low back. And then you're going to open through the front of the hip and bring the leg right underneath you. And again, bring that leg forward and resist to bring it back. And bring it forward. And back. 3 more. And again, drop that sitting bone into your left hand if you want to bring your hand to your glute. And you can feel how you're able to find that length with that hip flexion. And back, last one. Good, pause with the leg underneath you. And then lower it just slightly as you lift it up and back down. Whatever height you're lifting your leg to is fine as long as you're not hiking that hip. So you are even through the hips, the shoulders. It's like you are standing horizontally. And up. 2 more. Again, finding that hamstring, that strength through the whole leg. Last one and lift. And then lower it down just in line with your hip and then extend your bottom leg underneath you. If you need to bring your feet slightly in front of you, that's fine. You're going to lift your bottom leg to meet your top and then lower it back down. And lift it up and lower down. Left leg stays still. Just the right leg is moving. Trying to relax through that upper body. 3 more. Think about the lift of the inner thigh, squeeze of the pelvic floor to bring that right leg up. Last one, lower both legs down together. Bend the bottom leg and top leg right on top of each other, and then you're just going to come into a little clamshell and lower back down. And lift and lower. 4 more. 3, 2, and last one. And then you're going to lift that top leg to hip height, extend it long, sweep it forward, up, around, and back for a circle. We're going to do 5 in each direction, only making it so big that your hips stay stable. Last one. And reverse. You can internally and externally rotate your leg. Do whatever feels good. Don't feel like you have to stay in that neutral position, but try to get a little extension, a little flexion. Last one. And lower that leg all the way down. Again, pull it in, stack it here, and now press yourself up onto your forearm. You can keep the knees bent or you can extend the top leg, your choice. Either way, you're going to think that you are in a giant hammock. I guess hammocks are generally longer than human beings. So you're in a hammock, and someone is just going to pull you up off the floor, and you're going to lower back down. They're going to pull you up and drop you back down. 4 more. 3. Again, push the floor away with that right arm. Last one. And then lower all the way down as slowly as you can. And then bend that knee in, and then you're going to push yourself all the way up. From here, come onto your knees. We're going to do one more thing on this left side. And then you're going to extend your your left leg out to the side. Knees pointing forward. You can have your toes just touching the floor if that's more comfortable for you. You're going to bring your hands behind your head here. And you're going to side bend up and over to the right, reaching long through that left leg, and then side bend up and over to the left. And out to the right. Find this nice long line on your left side, and then side bend up and over. 6 more. Exhale as you come up. Again, looking for that length on the left side. Last one. Good. Arms come long. Plant your right arm to the floor. Lift your left. And hold here for 10, 9, 8, 7. Reach through that left leg. 4, 3, 2. Last one. And then lower yourself. Or lift yourself back up. Either way. And then come over onto your left side now. Laying all the way down again. Hand underneath your head. Right or left knee rather is bent now. It can relax. Left leg is long. Right leg is long. Sides are hard. Hand to your glute, your hip flexor, whatever works for you. And then find that length through the low back as you bring your leg forward. You're getting a little stretch through the hamstring, and then you're engaging it as you bring the leg slightly back behind you. And then again, float it forward. And back. Head is in line with your spine. Shoulders are even. Hips are even. Two more. Last one. And you're going to pause with that leg right underneath you. And you're going to lower it just maybe half an inch or so and then lift it up for 8, 7, 6. Good again. Those hips stay even. You're not hiking the hip to bring that leg up nice and high. Doesn't matter the height. Think more about the control and resisting up and then resisting again back down. Sorry, I don't know what's happening outside. Noah got a little kitchen. He's obsessed with it, but it's very loud with the little pots and pans. Last one. Pause with that leg down. You're going to extend your bottom leg. Again, if you need your legs to be slightly in front for it to be comfortable for your hip, do that. Give yourself a little extra balance support. Bring that left leg to meet the right and back down. And lengthen and lift and back down. Again, think left inner thigh and lift. Good. Using your whole body here, even though it is just your legs that are moving. Last two. Last one. Lower your leg down as one giant leg. Bend the knees. Find your clamshell here as you open up. And lower. And lift. And lower. I forgot the circle. We'll do that after. And open. Keep thinking about reaching long out of the top knee as you open the hip and close. Last one. And lower all the way down with this bottom leg bent. Extend your top leg long. And you're going to sweep it forward, up, back, and around for 5. 4. Again, hips stay square. 3. 2. Try to keep that bottom leg nice and still. And then reverse. I'm finding when I go back, my bottom leg wants to lift. Gotta make my range of motion a little smaller. Last one. Good. And then bend that knee on top of the bottom one. And then press yourself up, find that side plank. Again, you can extend that top leg long if you would prefer, or you can have both knees stacked, up to you. Reach the top arm up and then lift your hips up into this modified side plank. Really feel like you're pressing back against a wall with your whole body, so you're in a totally straight long line, and then you're going to lower down like you're dragging your butt along the wall, and then back up. You can almost think that even if you weren't lifting your hips off the ground and having gravity to contend with, you could just lay here on the side, pressing up so much through that left arm, that it would basically be like you're doing a side plank. 2 more. Last one, lift. Lower down as slowly as you can. And then come up, and we're going to come onto our knees. This time the right leg is going to come out long, knee faces forward, hips are rotated forward, hands behind your head. Reach long through that right leg as you find that nice side bend, and then go up and over to the right, and then find that length. Press down through that left leg. And up and over for 3. No, I think we did 8. We have 4 more. 4. 3. 2. Last one. Arms come out to the side, over to the left, and then lift and hold. Reach long through that right leg. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Lift that leg a little higher. 3, 2, last one. And then lower all the way down. From here, give your wrists a little shake. Take a sip of water if you need. We're going to end the class with a whole bunch of different kind of planks. So if you find that you get a lot of tension through your wrists when you're doing planks, a couple things. If you have... you might have this at home, but like a foam roller cut in half long ways. You could put that with the heels of your hands. You could roll up a towel, or you can fold up your mat like this and then have your finger pads on the floor, but the heels of your hands on the lifted portion, rolled up portion of your mat. That'll help with the pressure through the bottom of your hand and your wrist because it's not quite so flexed. You can still do planks that way. So you will want the wall near you, but not quite yet. We're going to start with some bear planks. So come with your hands underneath your shoulders and your knees right underneath your hips. And then first things first, you're just going to do one little scat push-up. So let your sternum fall towards the ground and then press up. But when you do, find that connection through the whole shoulder. So feel the heels of your hands pull back as well. Tuck the toes under. Inhale, exhale, and then lift up. From here, you're just going to walk your leg back on the right side and then in on the right side. Out on the right and in. 4 more. You can also do this on your forearms, of course. 3. Your butt will just be pretty high in the air. 2. Last one. And in. Lower the knees down. Take a second here. Inhale and then exhale. Press up. Extend your left leg back. Tap the toes and bring it back in. So your leg is not floating in space here for very long. You're keeping your foot planted as you extend and bend it back in. 2 more. And last one. And bring it in and lower down. Take a big inhale and exhale, lift. Lift your right toes off the floor. Extend your leg in and out. Well, now out and in. 4 more. Pressing up through the hands. 3. Neck is long. 2. Last one. In, plant the foot, lower all the way down. Left side. Take a big inhale. Exhale. Moving with your breath, extend and bring it back in for 6. 5, don't let that right knee start to lift higher off the ground. Spine is neutral. 2. And last one. Bring it in, lower down. Knees wide, sit back. And give your hands a little rest. Take your hands, spin them around so that your fingertips are pointing towards the ground, and then just give your wrists a little stretch in the opposite direction if that feels nice. You can sit your heels back by your hands. Your hips again. Good. And then from here, go ahead and find your wall. So I will use it, but I'll show you what we're going to do to start. So have your feet up against the wall so that the sole of your foot is flat against the wall, or your toes is on the ground and the rest of your foot is on the wall. And then from there, you're going to walk yourself out until you find yourself in a kneeling plank. Pretend my feet are against the wall. And then you're going to untuck your hips. And then you're going to think about dragging your heel up the wall, and back down. You're going to alternate sides, thinking about that drag. You may move your foot slightly. Obviously, mine is exaggerated because my foot is not against a wall. So I don't have that resistance. But really feel, one more time to each side, how the wall helps with the engagement through the back of your legs. So from here, stop with your feet pressed against the wall. Feel the whole leg working. Lengthen through the front of the chest, and then bend your elbows back behind you and press up for 8. Inhale on your way down. Exhale before you start your press up. Keep pressing those feet into the floor for 6, 5, 4, 3. This is a really good way to do kneeling push-ups, getting your whole leg involved. Make it even more upper body. Last one, or lower body rather. And then tuck those toes under. Scoot yourself a little away from the wall if you need, and then find a child's pose. And then again, come back onto all fours. We're going to find a full plank. Again, you can do this all on your forearms as well if you need. Your other option is you can put your hands on your couch, a chair, a stool, something sturdy to lift you up off the ground a bit. Or bring your hands to a wall and do it standing. So from here, Tuck the toes under, find your bear plank, lift up. Extend your right leg back, left leg back to meet it. From here, find your plank. You have a gentle tuck through the pelvis. You're going to point your toes and shift your weight forward like you're creeping over the edge of a cliff, and send the weight back through your heels and come back. And then again, creep over that cliff and back down. And forward and back. 4 more. 3, 2. Last one. This time lift your hips into a down dog, but bend your knees a bunch and give yourself a bit of a stretch here. Give the backs of your legs or your whole leg a stretch. Bend your left knee, reach your right heel down towards the ground. And then switch. And switch. Last time. Good. Lengthen your heels towards the floor. Shift your weight forward, find your plank. And then lift your hips up. And shift your weight forward. Find that plank. And lift back up. 5 more. And shift. 3, 2. Last one. Pause here in your plank. Bring your right knee into your chest. Extend it back. Find your down dog and lengthen that leg behind you. And then bring it in. And extend. And bring it in. 3 more like this. 2. Last one. Pause with that knee in. You're going to bring it to the right side, left side. Right side, left side for 3, 2. Last one. Plant it down, find your plank. Lift your hips up, take a second here. One more breath. And then come forward, find your plank, bring your left knee in, and extend your left leg long. Bend the left knee in, and lift, and in, and lift. 4 more. 3, 2. Oh, I'm regretting long sleeves. Last one. Pause here. Right elbow, left, right, and left. Find that length through your spine. 2 more. Last one. Lower that leg down. Lift your hips up one last time to find a down dog. Bend the knees a whole bunch. Get a good stretch. And then lower your legs down onto the ground. And you're going to bring your right foot in between your hands. And then just come all the way up into a half kneeling position. Think about tucking the tailbone under and just lift the left arm up. And then from here, reach up and over to the right. Getting that hip flexor stretch, that side bend. Hold on if you need. And then extend that right arm down towards the floor. Increase your stretch a little more if that feels comfortable. And then lower your hands down. And you're going to switch sides. So left foot comes forward. Right leg onto the ground. Torso centered and in line with that right leg. Tuck the pelvis under. Left arm is relaxed. Right arm reaches straight up towards the ceiling. Start to find that hip flexor stretch. And side bend up and over towards the left. Hips are square, so that left hip has not hiked. A little squeeze in the glute. And lower that left arm towards the floor for a little extra stretch. And lower the arms down. Hands underneath your shoulders. Find one last cat-cow, so lengthen and stretch to the front of the body. Press up and round. Bring your toes together, knees apart, and sink all the way down towards the floor. Take a nice big inhale here. And exhale. You're going to walk yourself over towards the right. Press the floor away. Really reach the left fingertips and sitting bone in opposition. Getting a great stretch through that left side. One more breath here. And then over to the right. Same thing, reach long through the right hand. Reach away with the right sitting bone. One more breath. And then walk yourself back to the center. Slowly lift yourself all the way up until you're seated on your feet. And you are all finished. Thanks.